Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newbold and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 129 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim, KW3 Van Stratton, joined by the great Rodney Newbold. Rodney, our first show after football season. We made it. It is over. It was fun. I miss it already, but we're in a new era. How are you?
It was fun while it lasted, but like everything, it's time for a break. See you in football August. Until then, we will get ourselves ready for March Madness. We will get ourselves ready for Major League Baseball. And then we're going to spend several months just wishing football was here.
Mm-hmm.
About May.
What is the month or the week specifically? Because it seems to hit us all kind of around the same time. So when is it that you officially are like, I'm ready for football to be back? I'm in dire need of something. Because keep in mind, we do have the UFL.
Yeah,
Caw-caw. Battlehawks.
Probably 1st of August.
1st of August. I think I'm probably for football. I think I'm more like, because I love the draft, but I'm not like, oh, I need to see football. I think probably around like mid-July, like right around that, like the All-Star break and like the ESPYs. I'm like, all right, like let's get on with it here, because like that's when you get fantasy football stuff. That's like fantasy content starts to creep in. You get training camp that's about to start. And then it's like, all right, I'm in it. But the funny thing is, I am not one of those that's like, oh, sweet, there's preseason games on. I love preseason. I don't care. But just like get me to the regular season.
Yeah.
Usually like around that middle of July.
Yeah, no, I probably a little bit after that for me. But like July's pretty boring in the sports world. Like MLB All-Star Game hits and there's just not much going on, and you start getting ready. You know, the college football hype becomes a little bit higher then, and so you're probably right, mid-July. But for me, I think it's probably first week in August or so. But yeah, I mean, you're a big draft guy. I'm not a big draft guy. I just basically ask you what happened in the draft, and you give me rundowns, and you have your mocks, and you have more mocks. I remember when we ran that radio show, we did like 3 mocks a week.
I did do a Tim's top 10, the top 10 mock every single week leading up to the draft. That is true. I've brought that to our show. I'm pretty sure last spring I was doing the mocks. And I plan to do them again. I don't have it yet. But I'm ready to talk NFL draft whenever you are, man. The second that you are like, Tim, I'm dying to know if the Jets are going to take Arvell Reese second overall. I'm there. I'm in. I'm in.
I mean, we know who the number 1 pick's going to be. He's going to have a new coach. The hype has started in Vegas.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start there. Does Clint Kubiak look like a head coach?
I mean, I don't think he moves the needle for me. Obviously, what he did in Seattle was a nice job, but I mean, they were kind of the team of destiny. I don't know if it was a Clint Kubiak thing. I mean, they were really good on defense too. So I don't know. Does he look like a head coach?
It's like,
I mean, I've seen worse faces on head coach. So
yes, Nick Sirianni specifically.
Yeah, I'm not sure old Mike McDaniel has had the look of a head coach either. But yeah, I mean, I wish him well, but I would proceed with caution on Clint Kubiak as the head coach of the Vegas Raiders. But, man, that was quick. Basically, that night after the Super Bowl, he said, I am off to Vegas. I think the next day he had his press conference. It was pretty quick.
So this is where as much as I hate what happens in college, it would be kind of hilarious if this type of thing happened in the NFL, where it was like Clint Kubiak agreed to become the Raiders coach, and literally the week of the Super Bowl, he left his team to go become the Raiders coach instantly to start getting a jump on their season, even though his old team, the Seahawks, was preparing to play the Super Bowl. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, which just goes to show how effed up the college system is, and how it really should probably be fixed. But I don't know if it's going to be fixed because the NCAA football loves the drama. I mean, they were on every front page for weeks and weeks because of those stories. But I mean, it was quick after the Super Bowl. I mean, he took advantage of them winning, and now he's got a head coaching job. We'll see. 3.5 years over under on Clint Kubiak as the head coach. I'll give 3.5 as the over under.
Oh, my first instinct was under because the Raiders are just historically not a very patient franchise. That said, they're bringing him in the same time that they are drafting Fernando Mendoza, and if Fernando Mendoza is good, Clint Kubiak's job is safe. Yeah. 3.5 is a good number. I will still say under because if maybe that's a situation where it's like, you know what, Mendoza's good, but we feel like he could be better. Or, you know what, Mendoza's good, but the rest of the team stinks. And we need someone to coach the entire team. You know, that whole thing. We need a leader of men, a CEO type. So yeah, I'll take the under just because it's the Raiders, and also Mendoza could stink. Like there's no guarantee that Fernando Mendoza is going to come to Vegas and be amazing, right? I mean, we see that all the time with quarterbacks in the first round. They're not guarantees.
I mean, there was a lot of hype that Tim Tebow was going to be an elite NFL quarterback.
Yeah, but Tim Tebow was also like inexplicably drafted in the first round, where everyone thought he was like a day 2 or 3 pick. But I'm looking at first overall specifically. But there are also first overall quarterbacks that were very good.
Yeah, Ryan Leaf,
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell. Yeah. Well, the Seahawks are champs. I mean, I don't know. And we're gonna get to Super Bowl thoughts, but like to me, it was kind of I didn't mind the game. I know a lot of people didn't necessarily love the game, but in the end, I mean, there was really no drama. I'm kind of in the camp of kicker probably did deserve to win Super Bowl MVP. There's a lot that didn't think he deserved it, but my Super Bowl MVP needs to score.
Yeah, I get that argument, but the problem is, okay, the kicker is such a specialized guy, like who's literally like, so Jason Myers was great. He made all of his kicks. But he was out there for 7 plays in the game. He had 5 field goals and then 2 extra points. Yeah. That's 7 plays of the entire game. That's not like I get it when you think about, he made all the kicks, but like if you erase his 15 points, the Seahawks still win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know if you can really make goals. Right. So, but then it's like, okay, well, Sam Darnold wasn't particularly great. I thought, especially the first couple drives, I was like, he is begging to get intercepted, a ball taken to the house. Like he had like 3 passes on the first drive where I had to be like, wait, did that get picked? Like, how close was that? God, he was playing with fire. But he wasn't great. Obviously, Smith and Jigba got hurt early, so that affected him. Kupp was good, Barner was good, but they weren't MVPs. So really, honestly, the award should have been, it would never be because it has to go to an individual, but it should have just been the Seattle defense. Just give it collectively to the Seattle defense, because there wasn't a standout player on the defense, but they were all so good. I mean, Ernest Jones had 10 tackles. Yeah. He was really good. Who had the interception? Julian Love had the interception. I mean, like every single player on that defense contributed in some way. I would have been like, just let them all share it. So then, but that's not realistic. So then you're sort of left with Kenneth Walker, who, he didn't score, but he had 135 yards. He had 5 yards of carry. Like every time he touched the ball, it was moving the chains for Seattle. He was great.
Yeah. I mean, Devin Witherspoon kind of got screwed because of his sack strip fumble ended up being an interception that he didn't get credit for.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, he was, to be honest, he was, I'm not condoning, I'm not saying he needs to be the Super Bowl MVP, but he was probably the best player on the defense. And, he got a post-game interview, the ILL guy there. So, Devin Witherspoon, probably the top guy on the defense. But I don't know. I guess I like my Super Bowl MVP to get in the end zone or at least score.
It makes it a lot easier just to do it when it's like, okay, yeah, they scored a touchdown. Like that makes sense. Yeah. On the other side, so I like see, but I was with you, like what you were saying earlier. So Seattle, yeah, pretty much from start to finish, I was like, oh yeah, they're clearly the better football team. And I know you kind of talked yourself a little bit into New England over the course of the week, and maybe it was just like it's oh well, Mike Vrabel, he's a good coach, and like Patriots have just sort of had one of those types of seasons, and what happens, Sam Darnold sort of reverts back, but like this was a huge overall mismatch in just Allen is probably putting it too harshly, but like just an overall skill as a football team, it was such a huge mismatch, and one that we don't typically see at the Super Bowl level, because typically you have like two really, really good teams playing each other.
Yeah.
But like one of these teams was the number one team in DVOA and was pretty much like it was them or the Rams as the number one team statistically all year, right? And the other one was a Patriots team that had the weakest schedule by far in all of football. Like well over half of their opponents fired their coach this year. They played a backup quarterback in a snow game in the AFC Championship. Like all of these different things. So now finally, it's like the Patriots faced their first real legitimate test, and they were so incredibly non-competitive the entire game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad look. A bad look for Mike Vrabel and even Drake May and the entire Patriots. And you should have known from the coin toss. They are 6-0 when they lose the coin toss. They won the coin toss. Shouldn't have won that coin toss, Patriots.
Shouldn't have won that coin toss.
But that's really my thoughts. They shouldn't have won the coin toss.
What do you think? So Drake May had one of those performances where if you look at the box score, you're like, I don't know why everyone's saying he was so bad. He had almost 300 yards and a couple touchdowns. His QBR was 16.
Yeah, not good.
He got sacked 6 times.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, he didn't look good. Like he didn't look, and I mean, obviously the whole team didn't look good, but Drake May in particular, really up until the fourth quarter where the game was over and it was just taking advantage of loose defense and just garbage time essentially. Like, yeah, he played really poorly and he played poorly pretty much all postseason.
Yeah,
played poorly in the Super Bowl. What if you're a Patriots fan, what's your overall takeaway? Are you like, sweet, we're going to be back, like it's all good, he's young, this is just the start? Or are you like everything in the world went right for us this year until the end, like we're not going to get these types of breaks? Like where would you be at if you're a Patriots fan today?
Yeah. I mean, I think you still got to be excited. You have Drake May as your quarterback, right? Like, and you overachieved in his second year. So you want to continue to believe that Mike Vrabel is the right leader and that Drake May is the right guy, and that this offseason they're going to build some more parts. They're going to build a few better players. That some of those receivers are going to become even better. I mean, some of those receivers really had better years than we projected them to have. I mean, you look at that receiving core and it's like, who? So I think if you're a Patriots fan, you've got to be pretty pleased. And you can't give up on Drake May because of a poor playoff performance.
No, of course not.
So I still think you're probably pretty high on him and the organization going forward and thinking, man, let's see what we can do next year.
Yeah, I probably exaggerated a little bit too much. Like, no, like of course they just went to a Super Bowl. They're not giving up on Drake May. But something I was thinking about a little bit is quarterbacks who lose in the lose their first trip to the Super Bowl. Very, 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 very often, overwhelmingly do not make it back to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you could count on one hand, I think in all of NFL history, the amount of quarterbacks who lost their first Super Bowl and then were able to not just return to one, but then win. Like Jalen Hurts is one of the exceptions, and obviously, he lost his first one, played great in that first one, and then he won his second time around. But for the most part, it doesn't happen very often. So, like that's the thing with what I was trying to say here with the Patriots is every single thing in the world went right for them in order for them to get to the Super Bowl. It's not a situation where it was like, man, we overcame so much and we got here. Imagine what happens like when we start getting things breaking our way. They had everything break their way. They got there. They got pummeled. What is going to happen, and we saw it happen like this past year with Kansas City, is the universe overcorrects, and the Patriots' schedule won't be as easy. They're not going to win 14 games again, and like, I think people maybe will start to catch on a little bit with what Mike Vrabel's doing there, and then like that's sort of where they're at. How do they overcome their newfound adversity? Which again, they've had no adversity. Sunday was the first time they've had adversity all season. First time.
Yeah, and they didn't handle it very well.
No, not at all. Which also, that even though the Patriots were technically the home team, Vrabel wanted the Patriots to come in with like these road warrior mentalities. So that's why they wore the white uniforms. He also requested that they use the visiting locker room at the stadium.
I wondered about that because pregame I saw Seattle in the San Francisco locker room, and I was like, well, they're the visitor.
Yes. So that was a deliberate attempt by Vrabel to sort of put in his team this road warrior underdog mentality. It did not work. Now, he would have looked. It's one of those things where he would have looked like a complete genius if the Patriots won. It would have been like, wow, the balls. But now he just looks like an idiot. Like, yeah, take the nicer locker room. Just take the nicer locker room. Like, your guys will probably feel better going onto the field if they're in a nicer locker room instead of being in the visiting locker room that's half the size of the other one. Like, I don't know how you thought that was going to help your team when you were already underdogs. Like, I don't think the Patriots needed to feel more like underdogs. They were already underdogs.
Yeah, it's one of those where he might have overthought and might have went a little too far and backfired on it. I mean, who knows? I'm sure 29-13. I don't know as if the locker room was the deciding factor, but yes, egg on his face because they didn't win it.
Yeah. So, all right, I wanted to look a little bit at next year's Super Bowl odds. So, no surprise, the Seahawks are favored. It's actually the Seahawks and it's the Rams, who I think we can confidently say, based on these odds, based on the 3 meetings we saw between them, and just based on every other statistic, including our own eyes, these were the 2 best teams in the NFL this year, the Seahawks and the Rams. Like, yeah, those were the 2 best, and they happen to be in the same division. And on DraftKings, they're the co-favorites to win next year's Super Bowl. They're both sitting at like 9.5 to 1. Following them is the Buffalo Bills. Then you got the Eagles. The Patriots are right there at plus 1,300. The Ravens, Packers, Lions, Chargers, Chiefs are back in the mix. And we keep going down the list. But what I wanted to ask you, Rodney, is so the next Seattle, when we try to peg who that team is, this is what I'm thinking. So the Seahawks were not one of the Super Bowl favorites going into this past season. Far from it. Yeah. They were 50 to 1, 60 to 1. I think a lot of people viewed them as a 3rd place team in the NFC West. I mean, hell, there were people that thought Arizona was going to be ahead of them. Like, do you remember that, by the way, in August, the people that were like, I'll tell you what, Arizona, look out for them to win the NFC West, like that division. But okay, so basically like a team in Seattle who was far from a popular Super Bowl pick, despite being a playoff team or close to a playoff team. So like that middle tier, that would include the Buccaneers are 40-1. The Commanders are 60-1. You got the Steelers, the Vikings, the Colts, the Giants, the Falcons are sort of all in that range. Is there any team in that sort of middle tier that's maybe was a playoff team or a fringe playoff team that you could see like taking a huge jump and being a really, really good team next year?
I am going to give you two names, and you might laugh at both of them.
Do it. Go for it.
All right. So the first one that came to mind to me was maybe not middle, more lower, high, and it would be the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Now, they obviously have to figure out what's going on with CJ Stroud, but like we've seen quarterbacks go from average, mid to really good, win a year. We've seen this. They have an elite defense. So did Seattle. Mm-hmm. I think they can run the football well enough. They got guys that can make plays offensively. They're at 20-1. So there are 10 teams ahead of them. So pretty similar to a Seattle type situation.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I think that Houston is a team that immediately jumped to mind. Like they're going to be overshadowed by multiple teams in the AFC. There's quarterback questions, but yeah, an amazing defense. And I think like at this point, based on the last couple of years, like defense matters a lot.
Yeah. So my second one I'm going to give to, and it's not going to be your New York Giants, although I am pretty high on them to possibly get to the playoffs. I think they are the team that maybe don't make the playoffs to make the playoffs. But I'm going to try to go a little bit different route here. And I'm going to take it 80-1. I'm going to look at the Atlanta Falcons. Because they have a new coach. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Kevin Stefanski is a great head coach, an average head coach, a poor head coach. His situation in Cleveland was beyond wacky, right? Like it was just a bad situation all along. Whether he had things to do with that or not, it doesn't matter to me. The cards were not the same he's dealt with in Cleveland. Atlanta, I think, should have been a pretty good team these last couple of years. I feel like Raheem Morris has kind of put them, he's made them what they are. You've got New Orleans in the division. You've got Carolina, who's and you've got Tampa, who's Mm-hmm. I think the path's there to win the division, to be solid. You got a Bijan, you got a good tight end, you got several good receivers. I think their defense is pretty solid. So I'll throw them out there. Atlanta or Houston could be those two teams.
Atlanta for a good chunk of the season statistically was a very, very good team. They just could win games.
Yeah.
And I mean, in theory, it's a coaching upgrade. And like Seattle benefited, and obviously Seattle was great on both sides of the football, but like Seattle was well coached and had elite defense.
Yeah.
And was able to overcome when their quarterback was a little bit like hit or miss. I think Houston honestly is like the perfect comp. And yeah, Houston is a little bit closer to being a Super Bowl contender by the odds than Seattle was at this time last year. But yeah, I think that's a great one. Now, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think those were my two answers. Although I've told you before, we've talked about this a couple times, and we'll revisit this once the draft's over. I do think the New York Giants are a team that we could consider being eligible for that. If they live up to the hype.
Well, I don't know if they'll be the next Seattle, but my next question is, who's the next New England?
Yeah.
Now, this is the one where maybe you throw the Giants in there. And, I'm always so hesitant to gas up the Giants because I've just been let down so many times. But New England, like this one is probably easier to pinpoint because first of all, it's the NFL. Every single year, without fail, at least one team goes worst to first. Without fail. This year we had, obviously, New England went from 4 wins to 14 wins. You had the Bears go from a last place team to 11 wins. Was there any other worst of worst? Was Jacksonville? No, Tennessee was worse because Tennessee had the number 1 pick. Yeah. But I mean, like, Jacksonville was awful. They ended up with 13 wins. So, like, we could have as many as 3 teams. So, of the last place teams, we're looking at the Giants, the Lions. I mean, the Lions are an obvious one. But the Saints, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Titans, the Browns, the Jets. You could also throw in like the Bengals in there. Washington would be a good one. Like they weren't very good at all. So like all of those crappy teams from this year, who is the next New England where they get the huge jump? They have the killer off season. They take advantage of the soft schedule and they shoot up the standings next season into a potential like, oh wow, they're contending much faster than we expected.
I mean, we just talked about them. Why couldn't so it's hard anymore as I look at this to like think about the division because so many things change in the division where like, okay, well, we say it's a tough division. Well, okay, the Lions were supposed to be the tough division and they finished last. So like the division changes so much. So like I get to this, like, what about the Raiders? What about the Raiders? What if Mendoza is really, really good? What if he is that guy that just never loses? Like he comes in his rookie year and like we see the devil magic of like, okay, this kid just clearly just doesn't lose. Like he finds ways. I don't think this is I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm telling you, a year ago, there's no way in hell I thought the Patriots were getting to the Super Bowl. So, like, okay, why not them? The other one would maybe be the Minnesota Vikings at 60-1 because we have seen it. Like, it went back and forth. It went from, like, okay, they're right there to, okay, yeah, they kind of suck. Now, they've got questions. JJ will have to be better.
I got to say, man, not enough people talk about the fact that the Minnesota Vikings, with all of their quarterback issues this year, like McCarthy being downright bad and then hurt and Justin Jefferson being ineffective, like all this stuff, they went 9-8 in statistically the best division in the league. Yeah.
I mean,
that says a lot, though, that like, imagine if they got decent quarterback play because clearly the head coach is there. Like they figured that out. They have weapons. Like the defense is good enough. That says a lot that they were still a 9-win team.
Yeah, no, it does. And they finished strong. They certainly finished strong. And I think it's Kevin O'Connell, but you know, that's what we see out of like Mike Vrabel's team. Like we know Mike Vrabel's a pretty good coach and now we're going to see that, you know, I think Kevin O'Connell's that guy. So you're right. Like that did go unnoticed for the most part.
So, all right, I'm just going to look because big part of New England's success this year, as we've talked about ad nauseum, was the strength of schedule and the lack of strength in New England's schedule in particular. Next season's strength of schedule. So the bottom 5, meaning these are the teams with the easiest schedules by opponent win percentage going into next season. All right, you ready? So I'll go from like 5th easiest and to easiest. So 5th easiest, we have the Detroit Lions. Something to consider. Tied for 4th, we have the Atlanta Falcons, who you mentioned as a team that could take a leap, and the Indianapolis Colts, which like I don't know what the situation is with Daniel Jones and all that stuff, but like I just can't trust the Colts. Then we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who I'm going to talk myself into backing next year, of course, because I always do, because I'm a sucker. Here's one that I'm going to throw out there too. Is the next New England. The New Orleans Saints have the 2nd easiest schedule in football, and like all the things that you were saying about the Saints and you know the division that they play in, like the Saints for the second half of the year were the best team in that division. Yeah, and Tyler Shuck looked really good, and Kellen Moore seems like he's a decent piece there. And like, I think New Orleans is going to have some ability to improve the roster this offseason. So I'm very interested in a New Orleans team that's currently 100-1.
That's long odds, but
It is long odds, but I mean the Patriots were probably around that as well.
Oh yeah,
and then the Cleveland Browns, but I no thank you. Yeah,
no thank you.
The hardest schedules, in case you're wondering, the Patriots have the 6th hardest schedule next year,
as they should.
The Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers, the Arizona Cardinals have the 3rd hardest schedule, which is unfortunate. The Miami Dolphins have the 2nd hardest schedule, which again, unfortunate. And the hardest schedule in 2026. Any guesses?
Hardest schedule in 2026 goes to the Buffalo Bills.
That's a good guess. Buffalo is top 10. Raiders are also 7th. But no, this is your Chicago Bears.
Really? Okay. Yeah,
we went through their schedule not too long ago, and we're like, that's kind of tough. Like,
yeah, and like I wouldn't be surprised if they open Thursday night in Seattle.
I think I texted you guys that on Sunday. Yeah. Because it's not going to be the Rams, because the Rams are going to be in Australia week 1. I think Bears Seahawks to open the season would be a really great game. That's a tough matchup for the Bears to open the year, but that would be a fun game.
Raise the banner, the 12s in at home.
Yeah.
Pretty nice weather in Seattle still, so you're going to get that's not a great start for the Bears, but we'll see. But I would be surprised if it's not. I do think that'll be the matchup.
But I'll tell you this. So what was the score of what was it, 26-7 at one point on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
If the Bears were down 26-7 in the 4th quarter.
Oh yeah, would have won 28-26.
Caleb Williams, this is where he thrives. Let's just put it this way. I have a lot more confidence in the Bears in that spot than the Patriots that I like on Sunday. Yeah. 26-7 is right where the Bears want to be. So
just 3 touchdowns, man.
Yeah. All right. Final Super Bowl thoughts here. Are you watch it at home with the family? Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you guys like have a rule during the commercials? Are you all quiet? Do you watch? Do you not really care? What's the sort of the Newpel family creed when it comes to commercials?
There's no real rules on it. My 2 daughters and really my wife, that's mostly what they wanted to see besides the halftime show. And, we didn't discuss them a whole lot. I know I know we're going to get to like the favorite ones. I do think the Pepsi Polar Bears was probably one of the more popular ones in my house. I was disappointed. I did not see the Oikos commercial played at all.
Yeah, I didn't either. It got cut.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's supposedly still around. It's being, I don't know. It's been seen. So I don't know. But I was waited all night for that one. But there's the Amazon, the Ring home security.
Oh, the Ring. So I got to say, man, I got suckered in. I got played by Ring there. I was like, oh, that's so nice. Finding lost dogs. I'm the sucker who didn't realize the nefarious reasoning behind that. I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, they were fine. I'm not that guy that was like, oh, the commercials suck. The games suck. The halftime show sucked.
Here,
I mean,
I'll give you my overall impression that our United States economy is solely dependent on AI and crypto and gambling.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
There was a lot of AI commercials this year. It's like, hey, dumbass, like, do you not know how to do these basic tasks? Let AI do it for you. That was the impression that I got.
Pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. I'm trying to think what else. What did you like the Dunkin' commercial with the very poorly de-aged sitcom stars of the 90s?
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember that commercial coming on. That's not one that struck me. That I don't have a huge preference in that one. No.
All like the CGI where they use it to de-age actors always. It has the potential to go really bad. They did it with there was a Xfinity commercial with Jurassic Park where they did the same thing where they like de-aged all the Jurassic Park actors for it. That one was really bad. That one was not was not pretty to look at. That's all.
No. Yeah. I mean, what did you think? Did you like them overall?
I too many. Oh, you know what one? You know what one was my favorite, and my favorite, I mean, like it got the strongest reaction from me. The one that started off as like karaoke where you were singing Backstreet Boys, and then it turns out at the very end that it was an ad for Coinbase. I, like many Americans, as second that it was revealed that it was a Coinbase ad, started booing my television.
Yeah.
No, too much AI and crypto and gambling stuff for me. No, I just like get back to just like beer commercials. Like you know that we've gone too far where I just a classic like standard American man. I'm just like, just show me a beer commercial. That's all. I don't need anything else.
Yeah. Are we brave enough to talk halftime show?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
I mean,
Listen,
I mean,
we're as two whites, we're very qualified to talk about this Bad Bunny show.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I prefer music that I know.
Sure.
But the performances and the cinematic and the dancing was impressive.
Yeah. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. No. It's not my cup of tea. But like I understand it. I understand the appeal for people that do like it. And yeah, I was with you. Like the choreography, just the whole setup was pretty dope. Yeah. No, like that was fun. It was a vibe. Like, listen, man. The number one movie in America last summer was a movie on Netflix called K-Pop Demon Hunters. Those songs all topped the charts. They won Grammys. Those are Korean songs.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Don't need to understand it to just vibe with it. No, I don't. Yeah, it's fine. And listen, like we can't be like, oh, how could they choose Bad Bunny when he's literally the most streamed artist in the world for 4 straight years?
4, yeah.
4 straight years. It was, and today they released the numbers. It was the most viewed halftime show in the history of Super Bowl halftime shows. Yeah. So it seems like they made a good choice then. Like if that was the goal, like popular artists that people listen to. Okay, yeah, Rodney and Tim don't listen to Bad Bunny, but like we're just two schmucks here in Central Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate on it. I know that.
Yeah. Who's gonna be next year? Any predictions?
Not yet. Let me come back to that one.
Yeah,
you got one?
I have a couple. I have a couple that are like in my mind here.
Let's hear
them. So I think that they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go girl, because we've had a couple. Like we've had a run here of male artists for a while, and I think we're gonna go female pop star. I think Sabrina Carpenter is one that comes to mind. She's pretty popular, pretty big. I think she would do a good show. Obviously, the whale here, and I don't mean that literally. There's probably a better term when I'm talking about women, is Taylor Swift. Like Taylor Swift is probably like that's the golden goose, if you will, for Super Bowl halftime shows. Will she do it? I don't know. Maybe like waiting until she knows that like Travis Kelce's retired, just in case the Chiefs make it, because that's a whole thing. And perhaps like that's been sort of the holdup now, but like that's an easy sell. That's an obvious one. Should you do it? I think so, right?
Yeah, that she has been kind of quoted as saying like she's pretty focused on like Travis's season and doesn't, so like let's say he retires this spring, which I don't think he's going to yet. If he did, I think she would probably be a leading choice, but I think he's going to play another year, so I don't think it'll be Taylor yet.
I'm going to say Sabrina Carpenter then. That's my pick. Okay. That's the pick. Or, you know what? You know what would be a great halftime show if he wasn't crazy? Kanye West. Kanye West would in his before he became this version of Kanye West, he would have put on the best damn Super Bowl halftime show I think anyone's ever seen.
Yeah.
But missed the window. The window, and now we just have what ifs. But that would be like my dream one. Like I want like 2012 Kanye West to do the Super Bowl.
So my question is going to be: does Sabrina Carpenter have any political issues?
Like, what do you mean political issues?
I don't know.
Like,
Is she out there for any political reasons?
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, what's the reason? It's not like she's like running for president.
They're probably going to put somebody that has some political ideas, right?
Do they want that? Oh, I mean, like the whole. Well,
they probably do. They like the conversation. Yeah. They like the.
Probably do.
Like
so
the sparring.
Yeah. They do love sparring. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's talked about every single day, and leading up until.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like they don't care if Turning Point wants to have another one next year. They do not care. They do not care.
No.
They do not care. And so that's where I think the NFL may say, let's get somebody that might be a little bit questionable as far as the beliefs. And let's see because now we can talk about it. Now we can have rallying together as like, okay, you guys go watch that one. We're going to get even more over here. I don't know. I just a thought. They love sparring.
I didn't even think like the halftime show wasn't even political. It was just in Spanish.
Yeah, but
it was just Spanish.
But it turned. I mean, no, really. Okay, so really, whoever they decide between now and the time now in the Super Bowl, it's going to turn political.
Yeah, no, that absolutely. Like no matter who they choose in any capacity, it's going to.
Yes,
and
yes.
Even if they don't try to, like, I don't know if there's a single artist at all that would get named where it doesn't turn political in some capacity. Correct. That's a great point.
Because they're going to find some history, some lyrics,
yeah,
some event that was pro, anti, whatever, and that's going to be the catch right there. Or that artist is going to be asked over and over and over what their political choice is.
So what you're saying is we need the world's first AI musician to do the halftime show.
I mean, sure.
Who's not a real person and just, or like, what if it's a DJ who doesn't have any lyrics and it's just beats?
Yeah, just 15 minutes of just beats.
Just 15 minutes of just hard style. Just, I think that would be good. All right, I did allot some time for some hoops talk for you. We're about 15 minutes away from getting out of here, and we have a best bets for betting update.
Oh.
And I'm very excited to get to. I am elated for best bets for betting. But I'm going to give you this first. Kansas yesterday hands Arizona their first loss of the year. They did it without Daryl Peterson, who just was like, you know what? This is a huge game against the number one team in the country. I'm going to sit it out. Good luck, fellas.
Yeah.
Kind of being a puss if I'm being straight up. And again, he's a college kid, so I'll tread carefully here, but you play the game, dude.
Yeah, play the game. So there's some wild stories out there, and I think a lot of this has to do with his agent. I'll be quite honest with you. He's set 11 games now. It's unfortunate, and honestly, as much as I don't think of any other current coach higher regards than Bill Self. I think Bill Self's just taking it. He's literally just taking it. All right, you're going to play? Great. All right, you're not going to play? Fine. Because he kind of has to. NIL, they can't really run him off. There's going to be too many issues there. He's getting paid whatever he's getting paid. It's weird. It's super weird. And the more I hear about it, the more weird it gets. But impressive they were able to win, but I think it just kind of goes to show that Fog Island's a tough place to play. 40 straight for Bill Self on Big Mondays. That's pretty wild. That's pretty good.
And we thought Mike Tomlin on a Monday night was unbeatable. Turns out that it was Bill Self all along. That's insane, especially when you think about like some of the teams that they've played in that span too.
Yeah, I mean it's all conference teams, and typically they put they put massive matchups on those games, and they
Yeah.
got 2 weeks that it could end the streak because Houston comes to town. Kelvin
Yeah.
Sampson and the Cougars, one of the best teams in the country, are coming to Fog Island in 2 weeks, so it's going to be put to the test again. But yeah, it's wild, and they played well, and they started to come up with a little bit of identity inside in the paint, and some of their guards have played well. So that's good. And hopefully they can continue through the tournament because here we are a month away, and it could be a fun time for them.
By the way, speaking of Bill Self, his former team, the Fighting Illini, 20 years
Yeah,
ago, but I'll
yeah.
give them that. They have lost 2 in a row, both in overtime. The first one at Michigan State. Yeah, Michigan State's top 10 team. They're on the road. That's fine. Illinois will bounce back hosting unranked Wisconsin, right? Right? They didn't.
No, pretty wild.
Are they?
Wisconsin won.
Is Illinois officially on fraud watch?
I don't know about that.
Do it.
Illinois won.
Do
Or,
it.
I mean,
it.
no, they're still missing Kylan Boswell. But
You
they lost some depth there. They really only played 6 guys tonight. They played one guy 1 minute, and so some of their top guys played in a 40-minute. That's just too many. You're gonna have to have a little more depth, and that's what Boswell will bring back for them. But yeah, it's Stojakovic was out too. That's why. Okay, so yeah, Stojakovic, Boswell both being out. That's a big deal.
That's semantics. It doesn't matter. Yesterday, in all the hubbub as well, there was another huge college basketball game, probably even bigger than what was happening in Lawrence, if we're being honest. Bradley was hosting a Belmont team that did you know probably that Belmont was 22-3, and
Yeah.
like earlier that day, like I got a story on ESPN that was like Belmont quietly in the at-large conversation.
Yeah, no more. Not no more.
Not no more.
No.
Bradley beats them 95-84 in overtime. They scored the final 12 points in overtime. Jaquan Johnson, who had a really good freshman year and now as a sophomore, has taken a huge stride. Had 31 points against Belmont.
Yeah, I did just today. I did a kind of Missouri Valley recap of what's been going on there at bustingbrackets.com, so you can take a look at that. But yeah, I follow Belmont. Murray State got off to a good start in the league. It was kind of Murray and Belmont, and Belmont has a nice team. But here you are with 3 conference losses leading, and then everybody else has got 5 or more. And congrats to your Bradley Braves. But I want to point out, because it's not fair to not point this out, the Missouri Valley favorite to start the year, they lost on the road at 1-12 Evansville. No, excuse me. They lost at home.
Yeah.
To a 1-12 Evansville team last night, the Illinois State Redbirds. Ryan Padone and his team is now 16-9, 8-6 in the league. If you don't finish top 7, you have to play that extra day at the Missouri Valley tournament. They are only a game ahead of that. So it's not good.
So Illinois State's conference, so 8-6 in the conference this year. They've lost to Evansville.
Yeah.
They've lost to UIC.
SIU.
They lost at Indiana State. Yeah, the SIU.
Man.
But here they go. They like beat Murray State on the road.
Beat the brakes off Bradley. Just absolutely beat the brakes off Bradley. Yeah, and so Illinois State goes back to Bradley on the 21st. I mean, let's be honest, and this is almost how it is every year. Every once in a while, we get one of those seasons where you do get an at-large. This conference has about 5 teams that could win in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And so St. Louis is what matters. The 3 days in St. Louis. You just hope it's not a 4th day in St. Louis, because you're not going to win 4 days. If you can play 3 games and win them. Honestly, I think the Redbirds are still part of that. Honestly, I think Belmont, Murray State, Bradley, Illinois State, and Northern Iowa could all win the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. UIC somehow, because they won like 7 in a row at some point, they're in the mix at 8-6. I don't think they can win the conference tournament. But I think there's 5 teams that could win it, which is going to make it fun here in about 3 weeks.
All right. We only got a couple days left of the NBA season before the All-Star break. By the way, thoughts and prayers to Rodney, his Charlotte
Yeah,
Hornets after a 9-game winning streak. And here's the thing, man. The Hornets of old would have lost that game yesterday. Like the way it was looking, they would have lost that game by 25 points. But they
correct.
were in it. There was a fight. I haven't
Yeah,
talked about the fight, the brawl.
coach got
It was
ejected because he was so fired up.
yeah, like it was
Yeah, the
it was a
vibe has
shout out to
changed.
them, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to the Hornets for like not rolling over and dying and actually, like within 2 minutes of the like there was what a 4-point game, less than 2 minutes left. Like they were in it.
yeah, the vibe has changed in Charlotte. Congrats to them for getting to that level. Now they are 10th, but part of the reason they're 10th is their dreadful start. Would they start 16 and 28 or something? They're battling back. I do think they're probably going to finish above 500. They're only a half game out of the 9 spot. I honestly think they could probably get all the way up to 8 by the time this is all said and done. They do have a big game against the Hawks tomorrow night. And then the Rockets and Cavs coming up. So those are going to be 2 tough ones. But then it's a stretch of Wizards, Bulls, Pacers, all games they can win. So, yeah, no, shout out Charlotte. They continue to play well. And Khan got to 1,000 points. So congrats to my cousin Khan for 1,000 already in his NBA career.
Cousin Khan. Speaking of Khan, by the way, Khan is actually participating in the 3-point contest on Saturday.
Yeah.
I know you're excited about that. If I, Rodney, were to ask you to name any of the 4 slam dunk contest participants this year, right off the top of your head, could you do it?
That is one I don't know, but we'll come back to that in a second because I do know that Damian Lillard is going to participate in the 3-point contest despite not seeing a single minute on the floor this year. But
how is that allowed? How is that allowed? How is there not a single player in the NBA who could compete in his spot who's actually played games?
Yeah. And so I will not guess those 4 dunkers because I see it right here. And I can promise you I did not know any of the 4 dunkers were in the dunk contest. Promise.
I could tell you this. I've only even heard of one of them.
Because he's on your team, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Jace Richardson's in there. I believe he's a former Michigan State.
Yeah, that's Jason Richardson's son. So okay, so I have a theory here. So Jason Richardson is in because Jason Richardson was one of the best dunk contest winners ever. Yeah. So they're like, hopefully that works. And then the Spurs have a guy named Carter Bryant. My theory there is that he was chosen solely because of his name, Carter Bryant, and they're hoping that maybe there is some Vince Carter, Kobe Bryant hybrid, 2 great dunk champions who can then, razzle and dazzle the crowd. Because, I mean, like what's hilarious, too, is I'm looking at NBA.com, and they actually went and listed the stats for these guys. It's like Carter Bryant, 3 points a game. Jason Richardson, 5 points a game. And then the Heat, it's Kashad Johnson, 3 points a game. I'm like, who are these guys?
Yeah. No, it's pretty wild. And then the actual game, Wemby's your current MVP favorite at 6-1 odds.
Yeah. So it's Stars versus the World.
Yeah. Good luck, Stars.
The first one. So Stars versus my money's on World there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Then we have Stripes versus the winner of the game. So I don't know who's Team Stripes, but there's a Team Stripes there. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Yeah, so I see. Hold on. Yeah. All right. So let me go team rosters here. So there's the USA Stars. So those are like it's the Stars against the okay, I see what's happening. So they split up the US into 2 teams. There's the Stars and then there's the Stripes. So what they're doing is they're having the Stars play the World. Then the Stripes are facing whoever wins that game. And then the Stripes are playing again right after that for whoever loses that first game. And then the 2 teams that are left, I guess, because that makes sense, will play again. Remember when it was just East versus West?
So they're taking all of the top US guys and splitting them into 2 teams?
Yeah, so like the Star, I won't go through the whole thing, but like the U.S. Stars has like Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Maxey, Booker. The Stripes team has Brunson, Durant, LeBron, Donovan Mitchell.
kind of feels like it could be older versus younger.
A little bit. Like they put Curry, Durant, Kawhi, LeBron all on the
Yeah.
Stripes team. And then the Stars team has like Chet Holmgren, Edwards. So yeah, I think they did go kind of young and old-ish. And then the world team is Giannis, Luka, SGA, but SGA is not going to play.
Wemby,
Jokic, Wemby, Jamal Murray, Siakam, Towns. Like, God, that's a team.
Where's Towns from? Is he Canadian?
Towns that's a good question. I didn't realize Towns was he's from the U.S. Why the hell is Karl Anthony Towns on the world team?
He had to have been born somewhere else, right?
You know what it is? Well, so he's born in New Jersey, but his mom is Dominican, so he's like half Dominican. So that counts.
So he declared he was going to be Dominican for this?
He's got a better chance to be on the U.S. team than the world team. Why is he on the world team?
They needed another center, apparently. So he represented the Dominican Republic national team since 2012. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's fair. Fair.
Yeah.
If he's done it before, it's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So SGA is the only one that's injured and won't play. So Şengün is the injury replacement, but they still have Luka, Giannis, Jokic, Towns, Wemby.
Yeah. Şengün's the replacement. Oh yeah.
Right.
Pretty good player.
Like the U.S. the replacement for Steph is Brandon Ingram. So like the best replacement is Brandon Ingram, and then we get Şengün on the world team.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna miss SGA because he would be a great facilitator for that team. But they're still the favorite. They should still win it.
Kind of rooting for them too. Like
that'll be fun.
Secretly. All right, let's recap best bets for betting. I know you've been looking forward to it personally all day.
I mean, we don't have to. We're kind of running out of time.
Well, why don't I go ahead and just do it real quick? So you had the Patriots covering plus 4.5. I think you actually said they were going to win outright. They didn't. They got crushed. I, on the other hand, was smart and wise and took the Seahawks to cover the 4.5 points. So that's one for me. Rodney thought that this game was going to be a shootout, and there wasn't a touchdown until the fourth quarter. Patriots Seahawks did not hit the over. I, of course, my infinite wisdom, said under 45.5 points. So right there, right off the bat, 2-0. But you think Rodney would come back right away? No, he didn't, because Travion Henderson, despite Seattle playing with the split safeties, he gave some amazing analysis. It was wrong, of course. Travion Henderson had 19 rushing yards. Is that right? 19 rushing yards. So the under hits there. Sam Darnold, as we all knew, would be well under 230.5 passing yards. He had one big game in like the last 5 weeks. So, of course, we knew that. I will give you credit here, Rodney. You had the foresight to know JSN would get hurt early on in the game. He was well under the 97.5. 97.5 in hindsight is a ridiculous number.
Yeah, in a Super Bowl game when Vrabel's got 2 weeks to prepare for him. Yeah, like that one felt right.
Yeah, no, good. And you know what? I'm glad you got a win. Because I, once again, got another win here. AJ Barner, who, in hindsight, ridiculous number with Barner here, and ended up catching the first touchdown in the game. And then lastly, you were all over Cooper Kupp. He almost doubled this. He was in the 60s, led the team in receiving yards. And Ramondre Stevenson had 7 rushing attempts. Seven. So listen. This is the Stupidest Sports Show. I'm no math genius here, but I believe that's 5-0. That's 5-0 to close out football season, my friend. And Rodney, after a 2-3 performance, his record goes to 58-62. Meanwhile, I end 63-57. Oh, it feels good. And I know that everyone watching was rooting for me to come back and build my lead, and I'm very happy with it. And I know Rodney's excited about college basketball here, but I'd like to point out that I've made 2 college basketball bets so far this year. I've won both of them. So I'll see you Thursday night. Yeah, don't sleep on the kid here. All right. Mount Rushmore of 29s. This is our final Mount Rushmore of uniform numbers. We have finally completed after we've done this for over 100 shows.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. We're gonna have to put some brain. We're gonna have to actually think about what we're gonna do Thursday night and figure this out. But I'll start here. I think NFL we can go and I'll make sure it's no AI overview giving me wrong numbers here. But Eric Dickerson got to be a good one here in the NFL, right?
Yeah, Eric Dickerson's a very good one. That's a great one to start us off.
Yeah. So I will nominate him in the NFL.
Was Eric Dickerson very involved with the Rams franchise when they were in St. Louis? Like, was he sort of?
No.
No. Was he just
No.
like, they're not in LA anymore. I'm just gonna. Because I feel like he's a lot more involved now.
Yeah. No, I did not hear from him when they were in St. Louis.
All right. NBA, there's not really anyone like Mike Wilkes, who is a journeyman. So, yeah, I think NBA we can skip comfortably.
Well, Major League Baseball, I think the top name we could. Well, I got two that I could give to you. Adrian Beltre would be a good choice,
great
and Rod Carew would be a good choice. You could also go Catfish Hunter as wore 29. I believe aren't current players Cal Raleigh and James Wood both 29.
So I don't see Catfish Hunter there. You might have been AI overviewed. I do see John Smoltz, however, who wore his entire 21-year career. So Beltre, Carew, and Smoltz as your top three, and then there's a pretty good size gap between them and the others who wore it for long. Like, my apologies. So Catfish Hunter did wear it, but he only wore it 5 seasons with the Yankees. So my apologies there.
We're not going to go
other players who wore it like a good amount of time: Ken Singleton, Jesse Barfield, Tim Wallach, Chris Carpenter was number 29 with the St. Louis Cardinals.
He was.
Yep. Jason Schmitz, Mike Sweeney, longtime Kansas City Royal. Who did you mention? So current players: Cal Raleigh. You said.
I believe Cal Raleigh and James Wood of the Washington Nationals. Isn't he 29?
So I'll do you one better. Cal Raleigh. Tarek Skubal is also number 29.
Raleigh, Skubal, I believe James Wood. So, James Wood is obviously not a career Mount Rushmore, but his trajectory looks like he's going to be a pretty good player.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What is he? 2 years in the league so far? He's been a real good player. Yeah, but Cal Raleigh and Tarek Skubal among the current guys, that's pretty strong. 29 is an excellent baseball number.
So Eric Dickerson is on, and then the baseball guys, we can go Beltre.
I'd put Beltre on there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a second baseball because we're not going to go in the NBA.
Smoltz or Carew, unless you want to put one of the modern guys on there.
I don't think you can put modern guy over either Smoltz or Carew, but I don't care. I mean, our era was more Smoltz than Carew.
Yeah.
But I hear Rod Carew was pretty damn good. They're
both pretty damn good. So I'm open to whatever you see as best here. I'm doing a quick little glance of I was thinking I was looking at 29. I was actually looking at 28 for NHL, so that's my first strike. Just seeing if just in case there's anyone in the National Hockey League like that we've missed, obviously. Maybe AI overview has someone that we're forgetting here, but so far, how about this, Rodney? How about Leon Draisaitl?
I mean, isn't Nathan McKinnon 29?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Nathan McKinnon's pretty good.
Marc-Andre Fleury's 29 too, right?
Oh yeah, these are some good ones. Oh boy, man, these are some good players. These are some
Patrick Laine. Patrick Laine is 29 as well.
Yeah, Patrick Laine stinks. How about,
honestly, Nathan McKinnon is one of the active players that probably deserves this.
I would think out of the NHL group, and it's stronger than I thought, but I would say Nathan McKinnon. Yeah.
Yeah, so it comes down to Smoltz or Carew.
Man, to decide the final spot on the final Mount Rushmore for uniform numbers. So, career war. How about this? Career war, it's Carew.
Yeah.
And also, John Smoltz kind of annoying on broadcasts.
Deal. Rod Carew, he's in. And he played for your
Rod
California Angels.
Yeah, Rod Carew, like, is a good player. He's a real good player.
Yeah. I'm good with it. So Eric Dickerson, Adrian Beltre, Rod Carew, Nathan McKinnon.
Rod Carew had a season where he had a 9.7 WAR. He almost had a 10 WAR, even though he only hit 14 homers.
That seems good.
Yeah, it's because he hit 388.
388. That's never going to happen again.
So just humor me here. So this is 1977 with the Minnesota Twins. Okay, Rod Carew plays in 155 games. He has almost 700 plate appearances. So he leads the league with 128 runs, 239 hits. He had 38 doubles. He led the league with 16 triples, 14 homers, meaning that, yes, he had more triples than home runs, but yet still ended up with 100 RBIs, 23 steals, 69 walks to only 55 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And his slash line was 388, 449, 570.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm a little surprised that his stolen bases were a little bit lower than I would have guessed. I would have guessed he would have been a higher stolen base guy.
So yeah, his career high in stolen bases was 49, which he had the year prior.
Yeah. So but like, you can't steal home when you're on third all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he had 30 doubles and double-digit triples every year. He averaged like for his entire career, and this includes like the later years where he was old. He averaged 30 doubles and 7 triples a year. Like,
that'll play.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, Rod, welcome. So to wrap it up, I love that we just gave Rod Carew his flowers here because honestly, like, deserves it. So Adrian Beltre, Rod Carew, Eric Dickerson, Nathan McKinnon.
Solid.
That's a strong group, man. That's a really good group.
That's a good group.
And with that, I can officially close out all of these reference uniform tabs that I've had open on my phone for like a year and a half.
see you, Mount Rushmores. Yeah, they're gonna have to come up with a plan for Thursday. Yeah,
man, my internet speed on my phone is gonna get so much faster now. I don't have all those tabs clogging up space all the time.
Oh, that's funny.
It's great. All right, a couple reminders real quick. That ends the show. We went way long today, so thanks to everyone who stuck with us. Follow us at Stupid Sports Show on Twitter. So W at the end. A reminder that we have a show on Thursday nights now. It used to be Friday mornings. It's now Thursday nights. You probably figured that out. So tune in 9 p.m. Thursday night for Rodney and I. He's going to play the show. And there's no Mount Rushmore. It's NBA All-Star Weekend. I can't wait to see what he comes up with. Football's done. Telling you, man, when in doubt, just ask me to do a mock draft. Like that's
right. Oh, yeah, there we go. We'll break out the first mock draft of the year right there.
I know you're joking, but if you're serious, man, I'll do it.
I mean, it's content, baby. It's content.
All right, I'll have it ready. Like every person should just have a mock draft ready to go on cue for any social setting, really.
In case they're asked.
Yeah, just in case it comes up organically.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about the draft? Well, I'm glad you asked. I got this piece of paper here. No, that'd be good.
It's like, oh, why are you mocking me? Oh, speaking of mock, there you go. You just pull that out.
Draft.
Yeah, right.
It would be especially if you were a single guy. That would be even more impressive. Hey, you want to see my mock draft?
Just go up to women, the bar, unwarranted. Want to see my mock? Like, no, that got uncomfortable.
No.
All right, let's get out of here. Also, you can sign up for Rodney's Substack. You've probably seen the QR code in the corner the entire show. It's here for me. I don't know. It's somewhere. So it's a QR code. You'll see it. It shows up somewhere. Scan it. It'll take you to the Substack. You can subscribe there. And every day you'll get Rodney's free betting picks right to your email. It's so easy. It's so easy. If you don't do it, you're an idiot. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, we got to give our flowers to the Morton High School student section for presenting the stupidest sports show on earth with the boys version at the Saturday basketball game between East Peoria and Morton. So thanks to those guys for giving us our flowers, apparently, or maybe they're making fun of us. I don't know.
So, yes, you sent this to me. I was confused. So, yeah, I'm trying to see the picture here. So they set up a table that said the stupidest sports show on earth with the boys.
With the boys, yeah. That's their student section. So a couple weeks ago they did one like they were ESPN. They were the ESPN broadcasters. But yes, if you scan into that, if you zoom into that sign now they were hoping to not have people sit in front of them, but it was capacity crowd. So these people, these older individuals that are sitting down here, blocked the sign for most to see. But I was told to look at the sign for a reason. They apparently listen to our show. So if you're listening.
Did you get confirmation that they listen to the show and it's not just a coincidence?
No, they called me out and said, you need to look at it. You need to look at our sign. They said, you'll like it. I said, is it appropriate? These are like 17, 18-year-olds. I was like, is it appropriate?
It's risky.
They're like, oh, yeah, you'll like it. I walked in there and like two people, like the school photographer guy that does pictures and stuff. He's like, hey, did you see the student section sign? And I was like, I did. Then he was like, you should get a picture with it. I'm like, no, I'm not drawing any extra attention to this.
I'll tell you this. Do you know the kids that did it?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So how about this? We're always talking about, and you want to play in the show. Why don't you try to get the kids on? I would love to hear it from them, what their thought process was. How big of fans are they? Who's their inspiration? Are they more inspired by me or is it you? Like, I'd love to know, like, how that came to be, or if it's just a coincidence. Like, give me the story. Give me the story, man. Like, when you sent that to me, I was like, are they mocking us? But you're like, no, apparently that was their form of reverence.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, but all right. Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do for Thursday's show.
Find out for me. All right, let's get out of here. If those kids are listening, this is your invitation. Come to the show. Explain yourselves. Not gonna bite. I won't hit you because I'm told that's illegal. Whatever. All right. He's Rodney Newpel. I'm Tim Van Straten. Tim KW3 Van Straten specifically. We'll be back Thursday night, 9 p.m. for episode 130 of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. Until then, have a great night. We'll talk to you next time. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpel and Tim Van Straten. Yeah.